السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. I welcome you all to Madina Book 3. Inshallah, we'll be doing class 26 today. So, we're initially going to revise the concept of lesson 5, which you've done is ism fa'il, ism maf'ul. We're just going to quickly go through the chart and just revise ourselves what we've learned in the previous lessons and then go to the next lesson, inshallah. So ism fa'il and ism maf'ul. So we're going to bring naw'ul fa'al, the type of fa'al, and what is the fa'al example, and how do we derive the ism fa'il from it, what's the original of it, and what is ism maf'ul and what's the original, so we know exactly what we are talking about. So for example, so if we say type of fa'al as-salim means there's no weak letter in it, there's no waw, there's no hamza, there's no ya, it's not mahmuz. So you have sahih, kalimat sahih is called salim letters, like kataba. So what is ism fa'il in the pattern of fa'ilun will be katibun, and that's the original same thing, and ism maf'ul will be maktubun. So just to revise ourselves, what ism maf'ul means? Ism maf'ul means upon which the action has been taken. Maktubun means the thing on which something is written. The action of writing has been taken place. So al-muda'af, the example of muda'af, ayn kalima and lam kalima is same. Sirra, so it will be sarun. So we know it is whenever there's the same letters, so the one of the letters loses vowel sign, and originally it is sarirun, but the what is used, the ism fa'il is sarun, and what is ism maf'ul? Masrurun, maf'ulun. So even the asluhu is the same. So mahmuz, so we know mahmuz, that is the fa'il containing hamza, so it can be in three positions. So they have three types. One is mahmuz al-aini, which is fa'i. Akhaza will be the ism fa'il will be akhizun, and that's the original akhizun. And ism maf'ul will be ma'khuzun, the thing which is taken, akhaza is to take. And mahmuz al-aini, sa'ala, he asked, sa'ilun, mas'ulun, so the one who is asked. So mahmuz al-lami, qara'a will be qari'un. Just need to see how it is written. The hamza is written outside here. Qari'un. And maqru'un, that will be a maf'ulun, ism maf'ul. So now we have al-mithal, so where the first letter is weak. So yeah, again in this it can be misal al-wawi, misal al-ya'i. So misal al-wawi, example, wazana will be wazinun, and that's the original pattern. And mawzunun will be ism maf'ul, and that's the original pattern. And al-misal al-ya'i, yasara. So yasara is misal al-ya'i. So we have learned that in misal al-wawi, so when it goes into mudariya, like wazana, it becomes yazinu, the waw is dropped, whereas in ya'i, the ya is not dropped. Ya is not dropped because it's compatible with the ya. So it will be yaisiru, yasara, yaisiru, that's mudariya. And however, there are certain exceptions, some places where waw is not dropped, but as a common rule, the waw is dropped in mudariya. So coming to ism fa'il from yasara will be yasirun. So it comes from is a ism fa'il. And maysurun, that is your ism maf'ul. Let's keep that in mind. And we know ajwaf, where the middle ayn kalima is weak. So again same thing, ajwaf will have either ya'i or wawi. So ajwaf al-wawi, so we know this qala yaqulu will be qailun. So we get hamza here for the ajwaf, it's waw and ya is changed into hamza, and originally it will be qawilun. So that's the original, but instead of waw we got hamza. And ism maf'ul is maqulun, whereas originally is maqwool, so one of the waw is lost and the vowel signs are changed to qaf. And al-ajwaf al-ya'i, ba'a, he sold, will be yabi'u, that is ya'i, and whether it is waw or ya, it's changed into hamza. Pronounce it easily, so it will be ba'i'un, and originally it was ba'i'un with ya, and mabi'un originally was mabyu'un. So that brings us to the last part here, that is the naqis. Naqis means the lam kalima is weak. So again in this we have wawi or ya'i. So naqis al wawi, I mean da yad'u, so will be da in, and with alif lam with definite article, what happened, the hamza, that ya comes out, and originally it is da'ivun. So this waw is lost and you get compensatory kasra, da'in. So depends on whichever kalima, whichever sign, vowel sign this kalima has, we get the compensatory of that sign. So mad'un, the ism maf'ul will be mad'u. Mad'u, the original is mad'uun. Originally is almost same, but what happens is we just give shadda here instead of two vowels, so one of the vowels is taken off and just give shadda. And naqis al ya'i, hada yahdi, will be hadin, and we know this al hadi, originally it is hadiyun, and ism maf'ul will be mahdiyun. Mahdiyun with shadda, but originally it was mahduyun. So this waw is changed into ya and this assimilation is taken place. So this brings us to the end of lesson number 5. So hopefully we should be able to understand how the ism files are formed from different forms, different types of files, mahmuz, misal, ajwaf, naqis, and how the ism maf'uls are made and what's the original pattern. So let's go now to our concept of lesson number 6. So lesson number 6 is quite easy and simple. We've already introduced this on our lesson number 1 from book 3. So what it is it is based on ismu zarf. Ismu zarf, it's a noun of place or time. So ismu zarf can be two types. So one is ismu zaman. Ismu zaman means it denotes about time. It is a noun of time. It tells, and we have ismul makan. Ismul makan means it's a noun of place. So where some action has been taken at that time or some action has been taken at that place. So that's what ismu zaman and ismu makan means. Both ismu zaman and ismu makan, they are on two types. So one, there's a pattern for them, is maf'alun and maf'ilun. So maf'alun and maf'ilun. So today, inshallah, we're going to see when do we use maf'alun and when do we use maf'alin. So if we just go and see how is it described. So ismu zaman. So what is this ismu zarf? Is kalimatu maw'idun. So maw'idun, so if you see it is maf'ilun. So it is, or normally it means the appointment or appointed time. Here it means it is designated. The word that is designated, ma'khuzatum min, means it comes from akhaza ya'khuzu. Ma'khuzatu means the thing which is taken. So the word which is derived, you can say, which is designated or derived from wa'ada ya'idu lid-dalalati, to direct. Lid-dalalati, it's to direct, ala zamanil wa'di, towards the time of the appointment, the appointed, the designated time. So it's a word which gives us the time exactly when the action has been taken place. So that's what it means here. Aw makanihi, or the place where the action has been taken place. What tusamma, so what is tusamma here? It is majhul, come from samma. Yusammi is mudari, and tusamma is your majhul, and it is called ismu zamanin. It's called ismu zaman. When it is called ismu zaman, إذا كانت للدلالة على الزمان, if it was pointing to the time. Zaman means time. If the noun tells us about the time, it's called ismu zaman. واسم مكان إذا كانت للدلالة على المكان, and it is called, and it was called, and if it was directing to the place, then it is called ismu makan. So that's what it is. So any noun which directs us to the time or place, if it is directing to the time, it's called ismu zaman. If it is directing to the place, then it is called ismu makan. So isma, so let's see here, isma. So isma is actually dual. So ismun is singular, ismani is dual, but here the noon is dropped. We're going to see why the noon is dropped. So ismaz zamani means the two nouns of the time, wal makani, and the place, ismani. So here it is coming as a mubtada, وهو مضاف and مضاف إليه واو لطف and موصوف له, and ismani is your khabar. So how do we know this khabar is marfu? Because noon tells us بثبوت نون, مرفوع بثبوت نون. So ismani masughani. So saga, see what is this noun here? Saga yasughu, it is ism maf'ul, masughun. And for dual it will be masughani. So the both are derived, or it is formed للدلالة على زمان الفعل. So again directing towards the time of the action that has been taken place, على زمان الفعل أو مكانه, or to its place, مكانه. ويساغان, and this two are formed, يساغان من الفعل, they are formed from the verb الثلاثي المجرد, and in the pure three letter verb, it is formed on the pattern. So that pattern is maf'alin wa maf'ilin. So if it is a three letter verb, and we know in mazid fihi it is in a different pattern, so everything starts with mu, but here in mujarrad, fa'il thulathi mujarrad, where there is nothing extra added, the pattern is maf'alin or maf'ilin. So wa ya'tiyani, so and they both, that is ismu zaman and ismu makan, they come. So this word again, ata ya'ti, so ya'ti and ya'tiyani is your dual, they both will come ala wazani maf'alin. So this maf'alin is used, when do we use maf'alin? So this is where we need to concentrate here. So we don't have to by heart, or we don't have to mug this, but if we understand the concept as we get along, we will know it. So iza means when. It is used maf'alin when the first condition is iza kana al-fi'lu naqisan. So here kana, we know it is weak. You have ism and khabar. Al-fi'lu is your ism and naqisan is your khabar. So when it is a weak verb, it is naqisan. For example, majra. So if you see here, because it is weak, so you get a compensatory fatha. So but it is pronounced as majra, from jara yajri. So it is naqis. So when it is naqis, it is actually the pattern is maf'alin. So majrayin. So this ya, the vowel signs are taken away and a compensatory fatha is given. The second condition for using maf'alin is أو كان المضارع مفتوح العين أو مضمومها. So what does it mean here? It means when the فعل in مضارع مفتوحا عيني. So on the ayn kalima, where the action takes place, we know that's the ayn kalima. If it has got fatha, for example yaftahu, where we got fatha on the ayn kalima, or madmumaha. Madmumaha means it has damma. For example, bab nasara, nasara yansuru. So if there is fatha or if there is dhamma, what do we use the pattern? It is maf'alun. So for examples, mal'abun. So mal'abun, so we can see the root words here. Maf'alun, fa kalima, ain kalima and lam kalima. Fa'alun, la'ibun. So we know la'iba, yal'abu. So we see here it is not naqis, it is a salim, but it has got fatha on the ain kalima, maftuha al-aini. So maktabun. So maktabun, that is a pattern of maf'alun from kataba yaktubu. So yaktubu, if you can see, it is madmumun. So where there is dhamma on the ain kalima. So whenever you have this situation where it is fatha on the ain kalima or it is dhamma, then we use the pattern maf'alun. So وَيَأْتِيَانِ عَلَى وَزْنِ مَفْعِلٍ. So when do we use مَفْعِلٍ? إذا, the first condition is إذا كان الفعل الصحيح الآخر مكسور العين في المضارع. So what does it mean? So when the fi'l sahih, sahih means there is no weak letter. If there is a weak letter, if it is naqis, then whether it is ajwaf or whatever mudaf, then we use a pattern maf'alun. But if it is a sahih and at the end letter is the sahih, and if it is got kasra in the ain kalima. So let's give example, that is daraba yadribu. So yadribu here, it was kasra on the ain kalima and it is got sahih letter after at the end. So this here, it is not a weak letter. So when it is a sahih, a proper letter, and there is a kasra, so what do we use? We use maf'alin. For example, majlisun. So which is coming from jalasa yajlisu. Yajlisu, we got kasra, and after it we got a sahih, kalimatu sahih. Second condition for using maf'ilun is aw kana mithalan sahih al-akhiri. So again, if it is mithal, where the fa kalima is weak, but the misal in which the lam kalima is still sahih. So it is not having two letters are not weak. So mawqifun. Mawqifun comes from waqafa, to stop. Yaqifu, stops. And mawqifu is place where it is stopped. So normally if you say car parking, say mawqifu sayyarati. It's a car parking where the cars are stopped. Mawqif. That comes from maf'ilun. Maf'ilun, where it is misal and at the end is the sahih letter. Just remember this. So mawdi'un. So this waw can confuse. This is the waw al-ataf. So I'll just take that away. So mawdi'un. So that is your maf'ilun, comes from wada'a, to put, the place where something is put. Mawdi'un. So just ismu makan. Ismu makan. وقد تلحق مفعلا how ثاني كما في. So تلحق means it's connected or it could be joined. مفعلا how tanisi. How tanisi is ta marbuta. So this ta marbuta is called how tanisi because when it is produced, when the word is ended, so the sound of ha is produced. Like madrasatun. Madrasatun. So both either maf'alun or maf'ilun, they both can have ta marbuta added. So this we will know as we get along to know the verbs. I mean the nouns, we will know which pattern it is on. Like madrasatun is darasa yadrusu, madrasun, but the ta marbuta is added. It's called ha tanisi. And hakama yahkumu will be mahkamatun. Again maktabatun. And with the maf'ilun it will be manzilatun. So we say manzila or madrasa. So because the sound of ha is called ha tanisi. It's same as ta tanisi. This is ta marbuta is added to the noun. However, that is a rule. So what is the rule? Whenever the ain kalima has got fatha and damma, we will use maf'alun. If there is kasra on the ayn kalima and if it is a sound letter, then we use maf'ilun. And if it is naqis, we use maf'alun. And if it is mithal with the sound letter, we use maf'ilun. However, there are certain exceptions. What are the exceptions here? قد جاء من يفعل مضموم العين كلمات على مفعل. So even though when there is dhamma on the ayn kalima, supposed to use maf'alin, there's a maf'ilin is used bil kasra. For example, the most common thing what we use, mashriq. When sharaqa yashruqu, where the sun rises, is the east, the place where the sun rises. So normally sharaqa yashruqu, where there's dhamma, it should have been mashraqun, but what is used is mashriqun. We just need to know these are the exceptions. Maghribun comes from gharaba yaghribu, so something to set. When the sun sets, so it is the west, so it's called, should have been maghrabun, but the maghribun is used, which is a mafa'ilun. So these are the exceptions. And the most common, sajada yasjudu, it have been masjadun, but what is used is masjidun. So these are the certain exceptions. Just keep in mind, but otherwise if it is fatha or dhamma on the ayn kalima in mudari', it will be maf'alun. Now we're going to do some practice, just do some examples so get more practice of this pattern and we can remember it easily, inshallah. So is إذا كان الفعل ناقصا. So we know if it is naqis, what's the pattern? It is maf'alun. So if you can actually tell along as we go along, so it will give you practice, and if you write, then that's gonna make you more stronger and you're gonna remember it much better, inshallah. Sa'a yas'a. Sa'a yas'a is to jog or to walk swiftly, briskly. So what is the place where it is done, where you walked, is mas'a. Mas'a. So when we doing sa'i, so there's a place where it's called mas'a, where you hop or you walk or you jog. So that's it's called mas'a. So just note how it is written and how it is pronounced. Yalhu is to amuse yourself. To amuse yourself. So this is naqis al-wawi. You can say yalhu. So how do we make a ism al-zaman or ism al-makan here? It's malhan. Malhan. What does malhan means? Malhan means the place where you get amused. It's like amusement park, like a Wonderland or Disneyland. So that's where it's called malhan or malha. Rama yarmi. So Rama yarmi, again it is naqis al-ya'i, which means to throw. Throw. So what is your ism makan, where the place where something is thrown? So it's called marman or marma. It's a goal post or it's like a target, what you used to throw things. So it's like goal post. Awa ya'wi. So awa ya'wi is to seek shelter. To seek shelter, to seek refuge. So if you have any problem, then you seek shelter. So how do we use ismu makan here? It is ma'wan or ma'wa. So it comes in the Quran quite often actually. Ma'wakumun nar, their place of shelter is hellfire for the people of Jahannam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the mention in the Quran, ma'wa. So ma'wa is actually ismu zaman and the pattern of maf'alun. So we know how it is made and how it comes, what's the root word and how it goes back to the verb, inshallah. Nafa yanfi. Nafa yanfi means to drive somebody out from one place, to exile somebody. So yanfi. So what is the place where the person is exiled? It's called manfa. Manfa. So this is on the pattern of maf'alun. So iza kan al-fa'l naqis. If it is naqis al-wawi or ya'i, is the same pattern. So just remember that. And ba is iza kan al-mudari' maftuhan or madmuman. So we know whenever there is a mudari', if it is called fatha, like bab Nasara yansuru and Bab fataha yaftahu. So that will be your maf'alun, the pattern. So very famous example where we have used this vocabs in our book 1 and 2. Laiba yal'abu will be mal'abun, means the place where you play, playground. So it's a pattern of maf'alun. So ta'ima yat'amu. So again, if you can see, ayn kalima has got fatha, so it's a pattern of maf'alun. So where is the place where you eat? Ta'ima means to eat, and the place where you eat is mat'amun. So most commonly you say mat'amun is your restaurant. Tabakha yatbukhu. Tabakha means he cooked, yatbukhu. So we know where you cook, the place where you cook, ismu makan is your matbakhun. Matbakhun. So we've been learning from book 1, matbakhun. So now we know how it is formed. It is ismu makan on the pattern of maf'alun, and it has got the root letters, which is tabakha, means it's to cook. So this is how we trace back everything to its original root letters. So qa'ada yaq'udu will be maq'adun. Hajaha haja'a yahja'u, the place to stay, the you can say hostel. So mahja'un, there's a typo error here, it's having mahja'un, it's not ja. So mahja'un means hostel, the place where students stay. So coming to, again we're going for ajwaf. So iza kan al fi'lu ajwaf. So again here it will be same maf'alun. We continue the maf'alun pattern. If you see kana yakunu means he was or he is, and the place to be, ismu makan, where you have to be, is called makanun. Most common, you say ismu makan. So makan is actually, it comes from, it's ismu makan on the pattern of maf'alun. But what happens here, the ajwaf, the alif is retained. Umu, again the place where you stand is, you just have to put mim with fatha. So you just, another thing what you need to remember is that mim with fatha is for ismul zarf. So it's very important to remember, because every single vowel sign, it has its own significance and meaning. So what will be ismu makan for qama yaqumu? It will be maqamun. So we know maqam is a place where you stand, ismu makan. Tafa yatufu, where you go around. So the place where you go around is matafun. So matafun is actually maf'alun, it's ismu makan. Zara yazuru, to visit, he visited. The place where you visit will be, it's called, what we say, maf'alun will be mazarun. So mazar, what we say normally in India, Pakistan, it means uh, we refer it to graveyard, but it's the place where you visit, mazarun. So now we got إذا كان الفعل مضاعف. So مضاعف again, it will be in the pattern of مفعول. So now here the change is that the idgham is retained. Idgham is retained. So like here the weak letter alif is retained. So again the same thing here, the idgham is retained. So it's like mamarrun. So this maf'alun, but because of the again repetition, the vowel sign shift around. So this is the ismu makan, to pass by, where you pass by. Halla yahullu mahallun, fi mahalli, fi mahalli, we've been telling fi mahalli nasbin, fi mahalli rafin. So that mahalli is your ismu makan. Qarra yaqarru will be maqarrun. Maqarrun, that will be ismu makan. Hatta yahuttu. So as we mentioned that a few of the nouns, taw, ta marbuta or how tanisi can be added. It is hatta means is to station. So the place where it is stationed, it's called mahattatun. Mahattatun is a station. So here the ta marbuta is added. So again it's a pattern of same maf'alun. So this is And now we're going to walada yalidu. So here if you see here, misal, we know it is in a pattern of maf'ilun. So there is a kasra for misal, and at the end it should be a sound letter. It's not a weak letter. So here we got misal ending with the sound letter. So it will be a pattern of maf'ilun. So what is the kalima is wow. So it will be maulidun. Maulidun. So place where you give birth. Warada yaridu. It will be mawridun. Waqafa, to stop. Yaqifu. Waqafa yaqifu will be mawqifun. Mawqif sayyar, the car park. Say mawqif is a place where you stop. Wada'a yada'u, where you put something. So what's the place we say? Mawdi'un. Mawdi'un, the place where you put something, you place something. Raja'a yarji'u, to return. Marji'u, the place where you return. Marji'un. Marji'un, the place where you return. Isma makan is maf'ilun. Again, sarafa yasrifu is, it is sarafa means is to collect, or where you actually it's called bank, to gather money. So masrif means it's bank. So where the pattern is maf'ilun, masrifun. Arada ya'aridu ma'aridun. And again, jalasa yajlisu, to sit will be majlisun. Majlisun. So this is the, we can see it is the misal with the sound letter. We have maf'ilun. Then when we have mudari' with the sound ending with sound letter and having kasra. So this is the two conditions, with the kasra on the ain kalima, and we have sound letter at the end. Then you have maf'ilun. So all this yarji'u, yasrifu, ya'ridu, yajlisu. So this brings to end of our class 26. So what we've learned is the ismu zaman wa ismu makan. So what are the patterns? There are patterns of maf'alun and maf'ilun. So we know maf'alun when with the naqis, all the naqis will have the pattern of maf'alun, and all the mudari' with the fatha and dhamma and the ain kalima will have maf'alun, and we are including your ajwaf and muda'af. Misal with the sound letter ending will have mafa'ilun, and your mudari' with kasra on the ain kalima and sound letter will have mafa'ilun. So these are the things which we need to remember. Inshallah, in our next class we're going to start the main lesson number 6. It's quite straightforward, and we're going to do some more exercises from the same lesson, inshallah. So until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.